Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Juan Pablo. I'm a full-time real estate investor, 48 units and counting, and an online entrepreneur. And I'm here to share with you today's topic of discussion. Solve all of your real estate problems with real money. I get it. You're a real estate investor or you're aspiring to become one. And the number one problem I've always experienced as a real estate investor, especially as a beginner, was lack of funding. Whether I owned a property and I didn't have enough money to replace a roof and it was a much needed repair, that's a problem. When it's the middle of winter and the furnace goes out in Unit 2 and Unit 2 has kids, she's a single mom, and you don't have the money to replace that ASAP, that's a problem. Having a lack of money is a problem. Now, you probably heard this before, money to root of all evil. It's actually the love of money to begin with, but actually the lack of money, it could be a root to many evils, right? Because it forces you to do desperate things in desperate times, especially when you're a business person, because you gotta be able to have the funding, not just to acquire more rental properties, but also to maintain the portfolio you currently have. And I don't want you to run into that same mistake that I've made starting out in real estate investing, okay? Because money is important. Money is a shelter. It will shelter you from the many problems out there in the world. And just to keep it short and sweet, guys, by having no funding, that equals no real estate. No real estate equals no passive income. Income received on a consistent basis with little to no work required. Rental properties, mailbox money, and so forth. No passive income equals no financial freedom. No financial freedom equals no purpose. What do you mean by that, Juan Pablo? In my opinion, I'm fulfilling my purpose. I love to teach. I love to educate. I love to give the wisdom that I've obtained through my experiences to people who are willing to watch, the people who are willing to provide me with a listening ear. I greatly find joy and purpose out of it, right? But I would be unable to do this if I was stuck at a day job I didn't like. And that was the case that I was in. So first and foremost, I wanted to get started in real estate so I can have an abundance of time and an abundance of money. So that way I can free up my time and have the money to pursue my purpose. And not just pursue my purpose, but also turn my purpose into a business, because there's nothing wrong with receiving value or receiving compensation, I should say, for the value you contribute to society. And that's my goal for you, to free up your time so that you can pursue your purpose and give us, humanity, society, your God-given gifts. Because we need it. We need you. We need you to fulfill your purpose. All right, so enough of all that mushy stuff. Let's get into it. So you were asking, or you might be thinking, so where the cash at? Where's the money? And that's the two steps I always tell people getting started real estate investing. Find the money, then find a deal. Find the money first, so that way you can have deal finders like real estate agents and wholesalers can find a deal that fits your pockets, because you don't want to find a deal and be running around like a chicken with his head cut off trying to raise the capital. And then you lose credibility in the eyes of wholesalers and real estate agents. Some of you guys might be nodding your head like, whoa, that happened to me. I cold called several of these guys and these ladies, and they never returned my call. Well, yeah, because you didn't have the money. They only want to work with someone who's perceived as credible and they have a proof of funds. So if you're looking for the money, this is how you can get the money to finance your deals. You can get the money through hard money. Hard money is a term in which you buy a distressed asset and you use that money to acquire the asset as well as to fix it up. So hard money lenders will be able to provide you with that capital to buy the property and fix it up. You can also use low doc mortgages. A low doc mortgage is great for that person out there like a wholesaler who doesn't have full documentation, doesn't meet all reserve requirements for buying a property, and they're like, hey, I'm just trying to get this deal done. A low doc mortgage will be great for that aspect. And you can also use business funding, which I've used to finance my deals 100%. You can also use seller financing. There's a variety of ways you can finance your deals. Now I mentioned 100% finance. What does that mean? Well, that's the name of our company, 100% finance. And I named it because I realized I need to shift my mindset. Stop thinking like a landlord, thinking about, oh, I'll just use my savings. I'll just use my 401k to invest in real estate. Well, eventually, my friend, you'll tap out of those resources. And then what? You just have to wait and wait and wait, save and save and save until you can do a deal maybe a year to 18 months later. But I don't want you to go through that same process that I went through. I want you to have a change in thinking and be a real estate entrepreneur. As a real estate entrepreneur, you need to be great at two activities: getting access to cash and getting access to deals. Everything else, you outsource. So what's 100% financing? 100% financing is you obtaining an income-producing asset using little to none of your own cash required. So if you're financing every property you obtain with 100% financing, you're virtually eliminating many of your real estate problems by being capitalized. Having capital for reserves, capital for maintenance, capital for vacancies, as well as more than enough capital to acquire more cash flowing rental properties. So if you're interested in learning more of how you can finance your deals 100%, as well as to apply for those financial instruments that I've outlined, hard money, low-down mortgages, business credit, and even credit repair, check the links below to learn more. As always, guys, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. Peace.